organization's security structure determines how accountability, authority, and communication flow throughout the enterprise. It defines who makes decisions, who enforces them, and how each component of the business contributes to overall protection. Without a clear structure, even the most talented teams can operate in isolation, leading to inefficiencies and unmanaged risks. A well-designed structure aligns resources with strategy, ensuring that cybersecurity is treated as an integrated business function rather than a technical afterthought. It provides visibility from the boardroom to the operations floor, allowing leadership to monitor, evaluate, and adapt security efforts as threats evolve. Traditional hierarchies remain common in mature enterprises where scale demands formality and structure. In such models, all security functions report through a centralized chain led by the Chief Information Security Officer. Beneath the CISO, specialized managers oversee governance, operations, and risk management functions, ensuring control and accountability at each layer. This vertical alignment simplifies decision-making and ensures that all departments follow the same strategic direction. However, the same rigidity that brings order can also slow responsiveness. Successful centralized models balance structure with flexibility, allowing decision-makers to act decisively during fast-moving incidents without losing oversight integrity. This vertical alignment simplifies decision-making and ensures that all departments follow the same strategic direction. In contrast, decentralized security models distribute responsibility across business units. Here, local managers oversee risk, compliance, and operations for their specific domains, while maintaining communication with corporate security leadership. This model enhances agility and encourages accountability close to the business processes being protected. Yet, it can also create inconsistencies in policy enforcement and increase the likelihood of redundant or conflicting efforts. To succeed, decentralized structures rely heavily on strong governance frameworks and clearly documented standards. The challenge lies in harmonizing local autonomy with enterprise-wide consistency, ensuring that flexibility never undermines the organization's shared security posture. Many organizations now favor hybrid or matrix structures that combine centralized governance with distributed execution. In these models, the CISO maintains authority over strategy and policy, while operational control is delegated to local or functional leaders. This structure ensures alignment between business and security objectives while still enabling responsiveness to regional and departmental needs. A hybrid approach often proves ideal for global enterprises, where different markets require unique compliance and operational considerations. It represents a balance between order and adaptability, a structure that promotes collaboration while preserving a single, coherent vision of risk management. The CISO's position within the organizational chart is critical to governance success. Ideally, the CISO reports directly to the CEO or the board, ensuring independence from operational biases that can dilute security priorities. When reporting through IT or other divisions, conflicts of interest can arise between operational performance and security assurance. Direct access to senior leadership elevates the CISO's influence, granting visibility into strategic planning and resource allocation. This positioning empowers security leaders to integrate cybersecurity into business decisions at the earliest stages, rather than reacting after risks emerge. The closer the CISO sits to executive authority, the stronger the organization's security culture and accountability. Supporting the CISO is a network of specialized leaders who manage the operational components of the program. Security managers oversee functional domains such as risk, compliance, and incident response. Security Operations Center, SOC leaders, coordinate detection and containment efforts across technology environments. Audit and compliance officers ensure that policies and controls meet internal and external regulatory expectations. Cross-functional liaisons, often embedded in finance, legal, or human resources, translate governance requirements into practical applications within their departments. Together, these roles create the connective tissue of the security organization, transforming high-level governance into everyday operational discipline. The relationship between the CISO and the Chief Information Officer remains one of the most important dynamics in the enterprise. The CIO manages technology infrastructure and service delivery, while the CISO ensures that these systems operate securely. Clear delineation between these roles prevents gaps or overlaps in responsibility, Collaboration is essential. Security cannot succeed without IT partnership, and IT performance cannot be sustainable without security oversight. Mutual respect between these executives fosters a culture of cooperation rather than competition, aligning technology enablement with protection. Organizations that define this relationship carefully avoid internal friction and deliver more consistent outcomes across infrastructure and governance. Modern security structures must also account for external relationships. Third-party vendors, managed service providers, and cloud partners often play critical roles in daily operations. These entities should be treated as extensions of the internal team, bound by the same governance and accountability standards. Contracts and service agreements must clearly outline responsibilities, reporting expectations, and performance metrics. Effective vendor integration ensures that external partners align with corporate objectives, safeguarding sensitive data and maintaining continuity. When properly managed, outsourcing strengthens resilience. When poorly governed, it introduces new risks that compromise visibility and control. Global organizations face unique challenges in maintaining consistent structures across geographies. Regional CISOs, or equivalent leaders, ensure that local regulations and cultural considerations are properly addressed while adhering to centralized governance principles. Differences in time zones, languages, and legal frameworks demand both flexibility and discipline. A global structure succeeds when it maintains uniform policy foundations but allows for localized execution tailored to regional realities. Centralized governance provides coherence, while regional autonomy ensures responsiveness. This balance allows multinational enterprises to operate efficiently while meeting diverse compliance expectations worldwide. The three lines of defense model provides a simple yet powerful way to visualize accountability within the organization. The first line comprises operational teams executing daily security controls and following policies. The second line consists of risk management and compliance functions that monitor adherence and identify gaps. The third line is audit, providing independent assurance to executives and the board that systems and processes are effective. Together, these lines create a layered defense mechanism that prevents conflicts of interest and ensures continuous improvement. The clarity of this model makes it a cornerstone of modern security governance. Collaboration between security and non-security functions is vital to a holistic defense posture. Legal teams interpret regulations and advise on compliance strategies. Human resources manages insider risk through training, ethics programs, and disciplinary procedures. Finance aligns budgets with strategic priorities, ensuring that funding supports real risk reduction. Executive leadership integrates these perspectives into corporate planning, embedding cybersecurity within organizational DNA. When non-security departments understand their shared responsibility for protection, governance evolves from a specialized function into a collective enterprise commitment. Strong organizational structures bring measurable advantages. They accelerate decision-making during crises, clearly define ownership of risks, and streamline the flow of information between departments. Clarity in structure eliminates redundancy, aligns resources with priorities, and supports transparent reporting to regulators and auditors. It also builds confidence among employees and stakeholders who understand who to contact and how escalation processes work. In contrast, weak structures create uncertainty and fragmentation. When authority is unclear, response is slow, and accountability diffuses. Effective structure is therefore not only about hierarchy, it is about enabling agility through clarity, coordination, and trust. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Weak structures expose organizations to avoidable risk. When authority is ambiguous, decision-making becomes hesitant, and incident response slows to a crawl. Overlapping responsibilities often lead to confusion and internal conflict, while gaps in ownership leave critical vulnerabilities unaddressed. In such environments, communication suffers and priorities diverge across departments. These weaknesses are not always visible until a crisis reveals them. By then, it's too late to improvise. A fragmented structure can turn a manageable security incident into a full-blown business disruption. The solution lies in continuous evaluation of roles, reporting lines, and escalation procedures, ensuring that authority is always clear and communication channels remain open. Technology evolution continually reshapes how organizations design their security structures. The widespread adoption of cloud computing has driven the emergence of dedicated cloud security teams specializing in identity, configuration, and workload protection. Similarly, the rise of privacy regulations has prompted the appointment of data protection officers tasked with ensuring compliance and transparency. Artificial intelligence and automation have introduced new positions focused on analytics, orchestration, and ethical governance. Each innovation adds both opportunity and complexity, requiring the security organization to evolve accordingly. Structures that adapt seamlessly to technological change maintain their relevance and prevent the obsolescence that often plagues rigid hierarchies. Company size also dictates the nature and maturity of security structures. In smaller organizations, a single leader may manage all security functions, balancing policy, operations, and risk management personally. Mid-sized firms tend to favor hybrid models, where the CISO leads a small central team that coordinates with business units. Large enterprises, by contrast, operate through multi-layered global structures with defined reporting hierarchies, regional leadership, and specialized departments. Each stage of organizational growth demands greater clarity, documentation, and cross-functional coordination. Scalability becomes the key challenge, expanding security programs without losing consistency or governance control. As the profession matures, new structural trends continue to emerge. The rise of Business Information Security Officers, or BISOs, reflects the growing need for security representation within individual business units. BISOs act as translators between central governance and operational execution, ensuring that corporate policies are applied pragmatically. Many organizations are also integrating environmental, social, and governance (ESG) accountability into cybersecurity oversight, recognizing its impact on brand reputation and investor confidence. Boards increasingly expect direct reporting from the CISO or equivalent leader, reinforcing the notion that security is inseparable from corporate governance. Flatter structures, emphasizing collaboration and innovation, are replacing rigid hierarchies, fostering agility and inclusion across teams. Sustaining effective structures requires regular review and refinement. Governance is not static. Reporting lines, responsibilities, and even departmental boundaries must evolve as the business changes. Annual assessments or post-incident reviews often reveal opportunities to streamline processes or realign authority. Training programs help maintain clarity by reinforcing how the structure functions and why it matters. Communication remains the lifeblood of strong structures. When every team understands its role and its relationship to others, the organization operates as a single, cohesive system. The most successful companies treat structural evolution as continuous improvement rather than reactive redesign. At its heart, an effective organizational structure serves a single purpose, ensuring that accountability and authority work in harmony to protect the enterprise. Whether centralized, decentralized, or hybrid, each model can succeed when roles are defined, communication is consistent, and leadership remains engaged. The right structure aligns security with business strategy, enabling resilience rather than resistance to change. It empowers people to act decisively while maintaining governance oversight, turning complexity into coordination. In a world of evolving threats and rapid transformation, structure becomes more than organization. It becomes the architecture of trust and the foundation of enterprise security leadership. In conclusion, organizational structures shape how information security operates across every layer of the enterprise. They determine how resources are managed, how accountability flows, and how effectively the organization responds to risk. Centralized models provide consistency. Decentralized ones deliver flexibility, and hybrid models balance both strengths. The key is continual adaptation, aligning security responsibilities with corporate goals, emerging technologies, and global regulatory demands. Strong structures not only prevent chaos, but also create clarity, collaboration, and confidence. They embody the principle that security is everyone's business, unified under governance that empowers people, processes, and technology to safeguard what matters most.